90-Day Fiancé newcomer Debbie Aguero was first presented as the victim in her relationship with Oussama on 90-Day Fiancé the other way, but he was actually more victimized by her. Debbie started out the season as a fan-favorite newcomer. However, she's now being exposed for her toxic traits, which she revealed at the tell-all. Debbie entered The Other Way Season 4, seemingly to find love with Oussama. Though Oussama was almost 50 years her junior, the older American woman shared that they bonded over art and poetry. She traveled to Morocco to marry Oussama and start a new life, only to discover that he wanted to move to the US. This led to a furious Debbie dumping Oussama after her Moroccan dream didn't come true. While Debbie branded Oussama a user, she actually came after him numerous times. Debbie went after a teenaged Oussama. One of the most concerning aspects of Debbie's behavior is the origin story of her romance. Debbie and Oussama already have the most age-gapped relationship in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, as she is in her late 60s, and he's in his early 20s. However, things become even more worrisome when their backstory is taken into consideration. Debbie was 62 when she first started talking to a 19-year-old Oussama. Debbie's behavior was glossed over. 7. Debbie used her charm to sway Oussama. Not only is Debbie significantly older than Oussama, but the two share very different personalities. Debbie might be a very mature woman, but she knows how to turn on the charm. Oussama came across as someone who was very sheltered, and rather naive. The Other Way Season 4 newcomer grew up isolated on his family farm. On the other hand, Debbie lived a full life in America, and had been married more than once. She knew how to seduce Oussama, even though she later accused him of coming on to her. The bottom line was that Debbie was old enough to know exactly what she was doing with the younger man. However, she wasn't old enough to claim that she was senile, and being taken advantage of. 6. Debbie was more experienced than Oussama. It was clear from the start that Debbie and Oussama weren't on the same page in their 90-Day Fiancé franchise relationship. Oussama was very young, and Debbie questioned if he even had any romantic experience before dating her. On the other hand, Debbie gave a detailed account of her past. She had 2 kids from 2 serious relationships, and had been married. She's lived longer, and admitted at the reunion that she was single for a dozen years before meeting Oussama. However, it was abundantly clear that Debbie was in control of their relationship, as she was the one with many years of experience. 5. Debbie wanted things her way. Debbie and her son Julian painted the picture that Oussama was the bad guy. However, Debbie shared just as much blame. From the start of their segment, Debbie made it clear that it was her way or the highway. Debbie demanded the life she wanted without compromise. She packed her bags and moved to Morocco during The Other Way Season 4. She seemingly didn't properly discuss her plans with Oussama first. She ignored her son when he tried to look out for her, and similarly ran over Oussama when he expressed different desires than Debbie. Debbie made it clear that she wanted to live her life for herself. However, she made it appear as though she was also making choices that benefited Oussama. 4. Debbie refused to consider Oussama's needs. When Debbie arrived in Morocco, she planned a life for herself. She claimed that she was also considering what was best for Oussama. However, she was choosing the life she wanted, and fitting him into it. She did this instead of making plans that would fulfill both of them. This was clear during The Other Way Season 4. when Debbie tried to talk about the future with Oussama while they were painting. Oussama explained that he wanted to focus on his art, but said he'd talk to Debbie later on. She wanted Oussama to speak to her then. Oussama had been having a peaceful experience, until faced with Debbie's anger. 3. Debbie used Oussama for fame. There are two main theories circulating about the 90-Day Fiancé star. Clearly, Debbie has her detractors, after showing her true colors at the tell-all. One theory is that Debbie was clout-chasing. Big Ed Brown entered the franchise in his 50s, and also seemed interested in fame. Since appearing on The Other Way Season 4, Debbie's been trying to extend her notoriety, by sharing many images of herself on Instagram. They feature quirky quotes, even though she seldom shared pictures of herself before the show. Debbie worked hard to get attention by dressing extravagantly, and acting out at the tell-all. 2. Debbie used Oussama for the Moroccan dream. Whether Debbie was after fame is debatable. However, Debbie used Oussama for the Moroccan dream. Then, during The Other Way Season 4, she accused him of using her for the American dream. Debbie was furious that Oussama wanted to marry her and move to the US. Her plan was to marry Oussama so that she could move to Morocco. She wanted to live out her golden years in the warm and sunny country. Debbie was much like Oussama. She was interested in marrying someone foreign, moving to their country, and starting a new life. However, she was offended when he wanted the very same thing that she did. 1. Debbie portrayed herself as the hero overall. Neither Debbie nor Oussama treated each other right in their relationship during The Other Way Season 4. However, only Debbie tried to play the hero afterward. The older American woman portrayed herself as someone who was deeply wronged and seriously used. That wasn't the case at all. Debbie smeared her ex's name, and got her son to join her in bashing him to her fellow 90-Day Fiancé franchise cast members. Overall, it is Debbie's fake moral high ground that sets her apart as a particularly frustrating villain. She first used her charm to hide her bad behavior, and win over viewers. Source: Debbie Aguero, Instagram.